Hello, it's Rooney once again. Well, if you've been thinking about the costs of starting your non-profit organization, stay with me because in this video, I'm going to walk you through what it will cost you to start up your non-profit organization, regardless of your situation, regardless of the mission, regardless of the organization you're looking to start. Well, when I started my non-profit many years ago, almost 10 years ago now, I didn't really know about I didn't really have the understanding of what starting an organization really was. All I was interested in was just going out there to create the impact, just going out there to help people, and that affected me in some way because I spent most of my resources really creating impact, which was good. We saw some good results, right? But I neglected my organization in that sense. And when I came back to really build, I saw that resources that I had spent out there could have been better spent really building the organization, really building the platform so that we can consistently create the impact. Unlike the situation where I was creating impact, and then when we came back, we didn't even have resources to, start building the organization. So, with that known, I want you to get it right and I want you to get your organization right once and for all. And that's why I'm going to be walking you through the cost. And I'm going to be using the 6 step proven framework we created to start up a successful and sustainable nonprofit organization, and then show you what each of these steps would cost, according to different scenarios. And then you can make up your own mind, get an understanding of what it will cost you to start up your own organization. So the very first step is business planning. The truth is, if you understand business planning, this isn't supposed to cost you. But the truth, in reality, most non-profit founders do not really know what business planning is all about for non-profits. They don't know how to go about it. They don't know how to, ensure the feasibility of their impact. They don't know how to define their programs, budget, or whatever it's going to cost them, or even the process to execute. Right. So that's one reason that's making it difficult for most non-profit founders to do this process themselves. Or if you could do this process yourself, you're not supposed to spend too much money. Or if you could, maybe use AI, right? Though I wouldn't always advise that because, AI sort of, brings down your intelligence. But if you could use AI and know how to instruct AI, know how to communicate your ideas, AI should be able to help you put together a good business plan. But the concept around putting together a business plan is not really about just the content. It's very much about the process, which is the research you go through, the idea, trying to outline everything in a systematic order. All that process provides you a sense of clarity, provides you a sense of motivation that's going to help you as you go about running your organization. So business plan isn't supposed to cost you, but of course, if you don't know the process, you're most likely going to spend money working with others who are going to help you. Um, but I would always say do it yourself because you need the clarity, you need the motivation to move forward. So, next is the board recruitment piece. So now you've done the business planning, is to now to go bring in new board members. Again, finding board members and bringing them in isn't supposed to cost you if you know what to do. But again, most founders don't really know the process of finding quality board members, and that's why they settle for family and friends. So, but if you're going to go out there to look for quality board members, it's not supposed to cost you if you know the process. But if you're going to bring in somebody to help you, that's where you're going to be spending money on. So you see, the first two process step of the process is not supposed to cost you if you understand the process. Then, of course, on the board recruitment process, once it's done, you have to go on to the third step, which is strategic planning, which is where you get to bring your board members together and you all have to plan. Again, this process is not supposed to cost you. You know how to facilitate strategic planning. But if you don't know how to facilitate strategic planning, it means you're going to have to bring a facilitator who's most likely going to charge you. But if you know how to, plan, bring a group of people together to really look at the different aspects of your organization, the future, what you're trying to achieve, and then go on to, create that plan, you're most likely not going to spend any money. Now, the fourth step of the process, which is where you get to incorporate your organization within your state, file for your EIN, apply for your 501c3. This is where you're going to spend some money. right? Whether you know the process or you don't know the process, you're most likely going to spend money here, because for you to run, incorporate within your state could cost you as much as $250. Some states are a lot lesser, right? For you to file for your EIN, that's free. So it means you get to get that through done free. And then for you to file for your 501c3, depending on whether the long form or the short form, is most likely going to cost you around 600 to $1,000, most likely around $600. So you see that filing for your 501c3, applying for your incorporation, applying for your EIN, running your job search is most likely going to cost you less than $1,000. So this was really the reason why some years ago we're out there really telling people you could get your organization started for less than $1,000 if you know the process and you know exactly what to do. So this is really the process that's going to cost you. For getting your bylaws, the bylaw samples are all online, so it's very easy to pull one up. Or financial management statement is also something you could easily pull up online. So you see the cost is really around your incorporation and your filing for your 501c3. So once you're done with filing and incorporation, of course, the next step is branding and building your nonprofit infrastructure. This also is going to cost you, because branding your organization means you are going to have to develop a logo, choose your organization's color, develop flyers and marketing materials. You may need contractors to help you with this process. Even developing your website, right? You may need contractors to help you with this process, so it's going to cost you. If you know how to develop a website, develop logos, marketing materials, then you're on the safe side. It means you're most likely not going to spend as much in this process. But again, if you're working with people to help you through this, it's going to cost you. So sometimes the website will cost you as much as $1,000, $500, depending on who you're talking to and who's helping you. For your logo, you could get a contractor to do it for $50, $20. You could go off Fiverr to find professional and contractors to help you. The marketing materials could also be within this range, $50 to $100, right? So you see that it's a very small amount of money, except the website when it comes to branding your organization. Also, building your infrastructure, right? Uh, your board manual, your CRM, your proposals, case for support, whatever that has to go into helping you raise money, run your organization. These also could cost you if you're bringing in contractors. But again, you have AI. If you know the process, it's very easy to develop these resources all by yourself. And of course, find a professional to help you brand it properly before you put it out there. And then lastly is the execution piece, right? So execution is going to cost you. I'm going to tell you on different levels how it's going to cost you. If you're rushing in to create impact, it means you're going to have to spend your own resources, or resources you raised from your board members or from your immediate community. So it's going to cost you. If you're going into fundraising first, so that you can raise the money you need, so you need $1 million, and then you go out there for the first 1 year to raise the $1 million before going in to create impact. That process of raising that money is going to cost you. So fundraising is most likely going to cost you. So it depends on how much you're looking to raise, the process you're executing on. That's how you're going to determine what's going to cost you to bring in, the money you need to fund your startup, right? Then again, setting up your organization, right? Like really putting in the different infrastructures in place, getting the office space, building your team, all that's going to cost you somehow. So that's why we advise, when you execute, we always advise to start with raising money, because that's where you can get the money, the resources that you need to then go into other part of the organization to boost and grow the organization. So here you have it, the cost of starting up your non-profit organization. It can't be itemized at one point. Like, we can't say it's $1,000, we can't say it's $2,000, because we don't know the magnitude of the impact or how far you're willing to go. But we're certain that if you know the process, right? For example, if you get a copy of our starter pack and then you really understand the process, what's most likely going to cost you is just paying for your incorporation, setting up your brand, which is most likely going to be within the range of $1,000 to $2,000, and you find yourself having a successful and sustainable non-profit organization that you can depend on, that you can build as a platform to consistently create the impact that you've always wanted to create. So that's all we have for you for today. If you've been thinking about how much it costs for you to start up your non-profit, like I said, it is not as expensive as you think. If you know the process, you can be able to cut a lot of cost out of the process and really get your organization up and running in no time. But again, you need to understand the process, and that's where our non-profit starter packs come in, because it's going to help you write your own business plan all by yourself. It's going to help you find board members without spending money. It's going to help you with your strategic planning, so that you have the templates to go through that process without finding a facilitator. It's going to show you how to incorporate your organization all by yourself, including explaining the different forms, so that you don't have to pay lawyers or these other professionals thousands of dollars to help you through that process. It's going to show you the infrastructures you have to build, and then of course it's going to show you how to execute and raise money to run your vision and run your non-profit organization. So go on our website, nonprofitschool.com, to get a copy of the nonprofit starter pack and get your organization up and running. So until I see you tomorrow again, it's gonna be bye for today.